Hi, this is Monica Warren and you're watching the norming video for 5th grade science for the constructed response for CA2. What you'll see on the screen right now is the test key on the left-hand side and an exemplar response on the right-hand side. So I'm going to scroll down and show just the rubric so we can look at it side by side with the exemplar response. So question 1 is a question that was on the CA last year that asked scholars to look at a light bulb that their teacher has connected it correctly and figure out why the light bulb in the circuit will not turn on, will not produce light. So question number 1 is worth a total of 4 points. So you'll see that this first section says to draw a diagram that shows how the circuit should be connected to produce light. They will get 1 point if drawn correctly, and they must show the positive and negative on the battery. The second part is worth a total of 3 points. So it says that the scholar changes the circuit, but it still won't turn on. So the scholars need to explain 3 things that they could try to do to fix the circuit. So this is an exemplar response about changing out the light bulb and then replacing the battery and replacing the wires. We want them to identify 3 things they could do. It could be any of those. It could also be changing the switch. It could also be cleaning the terminals on the switch or on the light bulb socket, since those can cause corrosion. And you'll see right here that this detail is noted that scholars do not receive any points for just suggesting that they take apart and reconnect the circuit the same way. That's because the problem does state that the teacher has already connected it correctly. So that would receive 3 points for the second part. If you come down to number 2 now, number 2 is all about metal shavings and these magnets. So this is worth a total of 5 points. The first part is worth 1 point, and it is asking scholars to just identify the scientific question that they're testing here. So it should be something along the lines of, does the type of metal affect its attraction to a magnet, or what type of metal shavings are attracted to a magnet? Excuse me. Once they've identified the question, that would be worth 1 point. They'll come down to part B, which is worth 2 points. What they're doing here is identifying the independent variable and the dependent variable, so it's pretty simple. The independent variable that is changing throughout each of these magnets is the type of metal shaving. And then what we're looking for, the dependent variable, is if it's attracted to the magnet. So each of these receives 1 point, one for the independent and one for the dependent variable. Part C down here is worth 1 point, and it asks scholars to just identify why the magnets have to be identical in the experiment. So they really just need to note that they're you can only change one variable at a time. If we change, for example, the size or the type of magnets, the attraction level wouldn't be the same. And so if they write that, they get 1 point. And if they've answered all 3 of these in complete sentences, they get 1 additional point. You'll notice up here that the 5th point does come from writing incomplete sentences. So number 3 and number 4 have to do with this sand and temperature experiment. So scholars should read all of this, and then their next step is that they are going to identify what the independent and dependent variables are in the experiment, and then write their answers in complete sentences. So they get 1 point for writing that the color is the independent variable, and then the temperature is dependent on that color. Number 4 is worth a total of 2 points. They either get 2 points for having full understanding or 1 point for having partial understanding. So they need to explain why the temperature of the sand in each container is different. So why is white different from pink, different from brown, and so on. So What they need to state is that something along the lines of the darker sand absorbs more light, and then to push it further to get that additional second point, they need to say something along the lines of which causes the temperature to increase. So you can read the rubric over here that can give you more information. The lighter sand reflects the light and doesn't get as hot. So that's identifying that the lighter sand reflects the light, and then also identifies something about the temperature increasing or decreasing. So again, you can read the partial understanding pieces on the rubric right here. If you do get any answers and you're unsure of how to grade them, feel free to post it in the discussion board underneath the norming videos, and I will get back to you, or the CTL will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.